Hi, come on in. Come on. Hi, Levi. Mr. Levi standing over here staring at me. You good boy. Okay, come here. Come here. Come here. Where's the kissy boy? Oh, kissy boy. Hey, y'all, welcome back. Oh my gosh, yes, I'm sitting on the floor in my living room. Yeah, I'm fine. It's fine. Everything is fine. I'm on the floor because as you can see behind me, I've got a product to show you that is a sponsored haul, but some assembly required, basically. Hold on a second, please. Anyway, where was I? Today's sponsored haul is brought to you by Temu. I sound like a commercial. For those of you that are new, you just entered Connie's little corner. And yes, I'm Connie. Quick business before we begin for those of you that are new. Please go down below, grab my link. You can download the Temu app to any or all of your devices of choice. Three things are going to happen. Temu is going to give you a $100 coupon bundle to use on future purchases. And in the month of November, only in the month of November, they're still going to give you 50% off your first order. You have 1 hour from download to shop and spend on an order capping at $50, and they'll give you $25 off. If you miss that first hour, you have 24 hours from downloading the app to still get 50% off, but they're going to cap you at a $10 order, and they'll give you $5 off. Me? They'll give me a $5 credit to use on account so I can bring you things like this and do sponsored hauls for more products. So I'm very big on storage, and a lot of you have asked me for more ideas on storage. Okay, I'm a girl who has probably 40 pairs of stilettos, at least a dozen pair of heeled dress boots, and I'm talking 3.5 to 5 inch heels on dress boots. I have a lot of shoes and flip flops. I would say easily 20 pairs of flip flops and probably a dozen pairs of flats, like what we would call boat shoes or loafers. So I have a lot of shoes. I'm a shoe gal. Shoes, jewelry, hats, all of it. So I found this, and this is part of the Home Essentials group. This, and you can't tell by looking at it. There's nothing you can tell by looking at it. This is a system of 12 cubes. These are the cubes, right? Individual cubes. There's 12 of them in this pack. And I was a little curious as to how these so-called plastic foldable things would be strong enough to hold my shoes. Well, I put 4 of them together, and I'm going to show you how not only you put one together, but how you interlock them. But first, I want to take it down and show you. It's very, very simple. It's corrugated plastic. It's got grooves on it, and I don't know if you can see it because it shines a lot. It does have tabs for securing them to other pieces. It has its own little door that you can open to access what's in there. And these are roomy. I have a pair of my well-used flip-flops to show you. I could easily put 3 or 4 or more pair of flip-flops. My plan is to hopefully put at least 3 pairs of flip-flops into each one, whether I put them face up, face down. There's a lot of room in these, okay? An awful lot of room. So, how do they work? How do you put them together, right? How are they strong enough? Those were all my questions. So I decided, and it does lock. It does, well, it doesn't lock, but it snaps closed. So I'm going to show you not only how they're put together, but how they interlock. You've already seen how much space is in them. You can put a full-size pair of high tops, what they call high top sneakers, in here. I could put at least one pair, if not two pair of stilettos in here, depending on how I stack them. But I already have a cube container for all my dressier shoes. So let's take a look at the parts. Here's the door. This is a good solid plastic door, and it's on a hinge. So it does open up and down. It's on a pivot hinge. And I know you can't hear it because my mic is set for voice only, but it does snap, so it's not going to open. It sits this way, and it has two tabs on this side. See these little tabs? And it has two tabs up here. Those tabs are for interlocking it into its neighbor so that you can stack these and you can do so many configurations, but we'll get into that a little down the road. So this is the door. I'm going to set the door right there for now. And then, believe it or not, these only are two parts for each cube. The door, and yes, this is the box. Flat, thin, weak, what looks like weak, bendable, foldable, thin, corrugated plastic. And it does have a finish on it. And I know you can't hear. It does come with instructions in English. And there is a video online with the link. It'll show a video of how they put it together. That video didn't quite work for me, so I figured out how to do it on my own. So let's do one of these. The first thing I do is I put my hand up the middle of it because I want to open it up and get those seams shaped more into a box. So I just squish it to make them square. That's it. Hi. You have an end that obviously has to be folded, and then you have no folds on the bottom. This is the front that your door is going to attach to. I have to be careful what side I put this on so I don't block the natural light. All right. Up here in the top, you have a side piece. You're going to pop out that little square. You're going to make this little opening right here. Then I tend to bend it, and hopefully you can see. I'm going to tip this down a little bit. I bend it to get that good sharp crease to make the box form. I do the same on the other side. Pop out that little hole. Bend it to get that good crease on it. The back side, not the part with the two little, I call them ears or bumps sticking up, but the other side also has two little holes that you just punch out the plastic. Right? Hold it down to get that good crease. And then fold down the part with the ears to get the good crease. You see this piece sticking up? Don't worry about that. You'll see what that's for. You're going to start by folding in the two sides and then fold down the other one with the squares. Leave the ears sticking up. So now you've got overlapping. When you fold down this third piece, this little tab right here pushes in. Can you see it pushing in? You're going to push that in so it locks over the tab on the inside, and then you tuck the top piece down. And you're going to do the same thing on this side. I put my hand in here because I want to make sure it's catching both layers that I just folded in. So I'm going to bend it a little bit back to make this piece stick out, pop it down inside, then bend this piece just enough to tuck it in. That's it. Bend this piece down until you need it, just bend it in. So I've just made the back of the box. All right. Now we have a square. A little easier to tell it's a box, right? Okay. Up here on the top, It's got these three little tabs. One, two, three. You're going to fold these in and make sure you press down hard to crease them and get them to bend in to the box. Basically, you won't see them, right? And they do the same thing on this side. Bend it down and in. These are all pretty much pre-creased, so it's easy enough to do that. Door. Now, there's one side here that didn't have a tab. That's considered the top. That's where the hole goes, on the top. And to me, this is the hardest part, trying to get this thing tucked in. There's grooves. Can you see the grooves in here? There's grooves in here. And those little tabs are going to interlock over the dips that are right there. There's another dip right here. And then there's another dip right here. So this is the top part. That goes where there's no tab. And you just have to line up those little grooves. I always start at one corner, try to get the end down, and then I run my fingers up to the other edge and try to get it in. And this is part for me because it doesn't always want to line up. There's always a corner, like here. All right, when it lines up, I got to put it down here for a second. You're just going to tap it down to make sure that it locked on those little tabs. There's tab here, and the tab in here that you folded in. You now have your storage box. That's all there is to it. Storage box. Open the front. It stays on. The frame of the door stays on. Close it back up and it snaps into place. Now, this is the part that got me. I'm going to set this one down for a second. Right there. And I'm going to turn a little bit. Oh, you have no idea what I was doing yesterday. I'm really sore today. All right, so let's put this up again so you can see. I've got three of these already connected. And if I pick one of them up and fold it, you can see they're connected. They're not going to come apart. They're all connected, and I'm just holding it by the one. So how do we do that? That too was easier than I thought. Here we go. All right. You got to make sure first that they're all going in the same direction, right? All the doors are on top. Because if you accidentally do it this way, you have to assemble all of them this way. And that's an option if you want to lift up, but I prefer to fold down to open something. So on the side of this one over here, there's a tab. Looks like a little mushroom. Pull that little mushroom so it's out. Can you see that? Right there? It just looks shaped like a little mushroom. And on this side, we're going to chuck that one in. There's two little slots right there. See those two little slots? Oops, hold on. Right here. You see those two little slots? That's what's going to connect this to this. We're going to tuck into those little slots. All right. Pushing the bottom in. Right. In this case, we want this big bottom tab to be closed. So I'm going to turn this around backwards so you can actually see what I'm doing. I'm going to make sure you get a good view. There we go. All right. So this is going to go into these little tabs here. And I just bend them in so that they poke up. And then slide them into the hole. It can be a bit of pain to do. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can do it better this way. Might be able to do it better that way. I can do it better that way. All right. Slide them in. There we go. All right. Now, whoops. So I say this is the hardest part. Tabs sticking up here and here. There's grooves here and here. There's grooves here to go with those grooves. Stick them on. Slide them together. I'm probably working in the wrong direction. I can't see what I'm doing. Let me take this one off first. Hold on. You got to work from one side to the next. Oh my goodness gracious. All right, hold on. All right. You have to work from right to left. That's something that I just discovered. All right. Let's find my little tab. Here's my little tab over here. We're going to bend it down. We're going to put it into there. Oh, come on, get in. And slide it over and in. Oh, goodness gracious. There we go. Now we can see what we're doing, right? All right, down and in. Tabs under here. Start on the far side, push them down, slide it across, and it locks in. This side is already locked in down below. Now we have to lock in the back. This little tab right here, you can see it's just like the other lip. It's got a little rounded tab here that goes into the first one, and then the bottom tab goes into the second slit, and it overlaps. So now those three are stuck together. Not too bad, right? Okay, we've got another one. And I'm going to do this even though it's difficult because I want to make sure that you're able to do it. Okay, here's the tab on this one. We're going to pull this tab up. We're going to bend it so that it can go into those little slots up above and lock in. There we go. This one, bend the top down, slip it in the hole, bend that down, slip it in the hole. Line these up. Come on. Can't find the slots. Where are the slots? Hello, slot. I'm going too far, that's why. All right, find the slots and slide them over. Same thing here, find the slots and slide them down together. Okay, got it. So now we have a foursome all put together. We're just going to repeat the process. It comes very thin, very packed. I still have, well, this is 5 of them. I still have 7 left to do. Hopefully I can get, my plan is to get at least 3 across and 4 high, but if not, I might have to change it and move it around. But this is going to definitely take care of all my flats. It's going to take care of all my flip-flops. They're solid, so once you stack them on top of each other, they're not going to go anywhere. And because you're not actually putting a lot of weight in them by just putting, a pair of flip-flops or whatever in there, lots of space, plenty of room. Several pairs of flip-flops could easily fit in there. As I say, a pair of shoes, couple things. It'll keep them dust-free, which I like. And I'm going to tuck them in so they're low enough to fit under, like if you have a clothing rack where your shirts are hanging, they'll tuck under there, but they're still accessible. I'm happy with them. I have no complaints. I better pull my shoes out though, because I do need those today. So it can be a bit of a struggle to get them started, but the instructions do show you how to interlock, how to slide them together, how to connect the tabs. Everything is on there. It does recommend that you do them in groups of four, whatever, and then connect them all together. I'll probably do that once I go measure and find out exactly how it's going to be. But I'm happy with them. They seem very, especially once they're put together, they're very sturdy. They're not going to take up a lot of room, and it's so much better than having my flip-flops and everything just laying all over the place and laying all over the floor. Yeah. So there you go. Shoe storage. Think outside this box. Winter sweaters, winter cardigans, extra bedding. This can go up on a shelf or on the floor. Either way. It can tuck under the bed if you do a row of them, like maybe 3, 4, 5, 6 across. You slide the whole thing under the bed. Everything's out of the way. So not just shoes, clothes, bedding, craft work, yarn, anything along those lines. Did I not close it? I didn't close it. Okay. No, I'm not putting my hats in there. I like my hats on display. Dog leashes, dog toys, whatever. Hi, Levi. Levi saying, "Can I come be on camera, Mama?" Levi gonna say goodbye to everybody. Look right there. No, you don't want to look? He doesn't want to look. He just wants to come and give me kisses. Because he's my lovey Levi. All right, guys, that's it. Just this one amazing little storage find that I had. I do want to thank Temu for sponsoring it. If you're not familiar with Temu, again, download the app. And please know that Temu is a wonderful online marketplace. It is very much like Amazon, but it doesn't have that big monthly Prime expense. It does not have big boxes that with wasted space and nothing but packing materials. It has much, much lower prices, better refund policies, exchanges, returns, huge selection, tens and thousands of vendors. And there's competition right there on Temu where some vendors, different vendors, will be selling the same product and vying for your business. So by all means, check out my tips and tricks parts 1, 2, and 3 to get the best shopping experience that you can have, to save the best that you can possibly save. In the meantime, stay comfortable, stay hydrated. Got my Pitbull mug, got my Levi mug. Above all else, please stay sweet, and I will catch you in a couple of days.